Familiar Wilson's Media. Relationships are the story.
Anthony?
You are made of meat, my friend, all the way down.
The following podcast uses words like and also. If you're not into any of that shit, then now's your chance.
3, 2, 1.
Run.
Super familiar with Wilson.
Welcome to Super Familiar with the Wilsons. I'm Amanda.
You were singing Ding Ding Turtles.
No, I was not.
You were singing Ding Ding
No.
Turtles, and that was part of our intro.
I said ding ding church bells. I was being the church bells.
I thought you said Ding Ding Turtles.
I don't just wander around singing about turtles.
Welcome to Super Familiar with the Wilsons. I'm
Go
Josh.
turtle, go turtle, go. Go turtle, go turtle, go. Does anybody remember that? Vanilla Ice and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm sorry. Who are you?
I'm Josh.
This is what you get when you get me on a loopy. I haven't slept in 4 days. We're recording on a Monday night. And I'm Amanda.
We're the podcast about marriage 2.0 with kids.
And all the side quests.
And today we'll talk about a visit to Disney. We'll talk about signs that the universe may be talking to us. And refined gay Jeff returns.
He's back.
But first, Amanda.
Yes.
We've had one hell of a weekend. It's actually a parenting thing that I would like to talk about.
Oh, I'm so tired.
Saturday night, let me paint the picture for you viewers or listeners, not viewers, unless you're just looking at your iPhone right now, which a lot of people I think do. They're listening to the podcast. They're also driving and looking at their phones.
I do that when I listen to...
You drive and look at your phone?
No.
I
Can
know
I
you do.
please... No, I don't. I really don't. Can I please finish my story, my sentence, my words? When I am driving and I'm listening to an audiobook, I've got, my little screen up that'll show me the map or my messages or whatever. I keep putting it on the audiobook and looking at the cover, hoping something will have changed. It looks the same every time. I'm like, am I getting new clues from this? It's the same damn picture every time, but I really try to stare hard at it.
And if the cops see you looking at your phone while you're driving?
Not my phone, the display on the car.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you can't even have your phone in your hand or they will pull you over.
I know, because you got a ticket. Oh.
That was like a year and a half ago, wasn't it?
I got a ticket and they didn't accept my appeal.
Oh, no.
I just found that out today. I got a parking ticket at work last week because we have hang tags, and I just completely forgot to hang my hang tag up because I don't drive with it up because it blocks my view. And normally I'm really good about it. I forgot to put it up last week. I appealed it because the whole point is not parking in a space that you don't have the right to park in. I have the right to park in it. I just forgot to put the thing up. And they denied that request.
So how much you got to pay?
Like $34.
And it's like not a traffic school type of thing.
No,
it's not even no points.
It's like the parking meter guy.
There you
It's
go.
not even
Very
the
good.
police.
But I wanted to talk about this weekend. I wanted to talk about Saturday. We actually had a really nice Saturday. We woke up. We went to the farmer's market, skipping all the way to Saturday evening. Amanda and Josh had a nice bed date. We had a nice date.
I can't believe you were telling the world that we had a bed date. First of all, can we talk about how we had some...
We had what?
We had really good steak. There was a steak. We made steak. We watched the Florida football game in which we thought that they were going to lose horribly bad to Texas, number 9 Texas. Florida's 1-3. Zero idea how they did it, but they beat Texas.
They did. And then we came to bed and we had a bed date, and that was lovely.
I can't believe you just told the world that again. Stop saying bed date.
What would you rather I say?
I don't want to talk to the people about it.
We have 4 children between us here. There's no surprises. Okay. We've done this before.
All right.
I think you need to become a little bit more comfortable with the fact that we are grown-ass adults and we are allowed now.
No, but you understand how cringed our children are once we have passed on and they're like, hey, let's listen to mom and dad's archive so we can feel close to them.
They'll disown us. So anyway, we settle into a nice afterglow.
I'm so embarrassed. I am so embarrassed right now.
And I fall asleep.
Yeah, you do.
And did you stay awake?
I mean, not much longer. I think I was asleep by 11:30.
I mean, you had to be tired.
God, why are you?
So there's a series of events that result in us getting a call at 3:30 in the morning, 2:30 in
2:30 in the morning
from Muffy.
From the backseat of a police car.
From Muffy at the backseat of a police car. You better really quickly finish this story because Muffy did nothing wrong.
She did nothing wrong. In fact, she did everything right. So, she went out with friends. The game, it ended. The town was crazy because no one expected them to win. So she went out with some friends. They went to an 18 and up place, got their little bands on. They're under 21. They can't drink, whatever. They're just out dancing, having a good time. The thing closes at 2. These people are night owls. I don't remember. I mean, I do remember being out past midnight, but I don't remember 2 in the morning. But I mean, again, that was 30 years ago. So maybe, I don't know.
They didn't have streetlights back then, I don't think so.
No, I mean, barely any electricity. We all wandered around with our lanterns.
Just a little bit of electricity. Each town had just a Tesla coil that would spark every now and then. They had one of those globes in the center of town that everyone would go put their hands on. And
That's right.
And the electricity. And that was it. That was all the electricity they had.
So she and her friends that she was out with, they live on campus. They all live boom, 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 dorms 3 in a row. And so they walk together. They walk back together. I don't love them walking at night. Everything's lit up. There's a bunch of people out. Police are trolling the campuses. Turns out ambulances are trolling the campus as well. And
I think you want to say patrolling, not trolling.
Well, yes. Maybe they're trolling. Who knows? The parking ticket people were trolling me. Anyway, so they leave. They leave this club and they're going to walk home. And this girl just passes out on the sidewalk, right? So
who's not with them?
Who's not with them?
Let's be clear.
Random girl.
They come upon a girl who has passed out.
So the way that it unfolds for us is that I wake up about 2:00 to go to the bathroom. I look at her location because she is very I want you to have my location. I always want somebody to know where I am. I look at her location and typically if I'm awake, I'll watch her walk back to the dorm and okay, everything's fine. Well, she stayed in this one place for 20 minutes.
Right, which is, you could tell, was outside on the street.
It's mid-campus, right? But yeah, I knew. So I kept thinking, oh God, maybe did she drop her phone? Is she standing there talking to people? So I text her and I said, are you okay? And she wrote back, yes, I'm okay, but I need to update you. I'm headed to the hospital. So then all of the what's, and she called me and said, I'm in the backseat of a police car. Everything, I am fine. But this girl passed out in front of them. So Muffy and her friends went over and Muffy happened to recognize this girl because they went to the same high school for 1 year. Random dude is with the girl and trying to get her up. And immediately our feminist daughter is wait, who are you? Why are you here? Do you know her? And this guy was saying things oh, it's okay. I'm a friend of her brother's. Turns out this girl doesn't have any siblings. So it's really suspect. Muffy is texting somebody who knows the girl, confirming she does not have siblings. So Muffy and her friends say, okay, we've got her. You go away. We've got her. So they start trying to walk her back on campus. Guy is following. Girl stops to throw up and the EMTs pull up. So then that's what happened was that Muffy and the girls talked with the EMT, got the guy away. The police officer got the guy away. And then Muffy was talking to another friend and trying to get a hold of the girl's mom, the girl's friends, somebody who could come to the hospital. And so Muffy said to the police officer, may I please go? Can you please take me to the hospital? Because we don't want this girl to be alone. So Muffy goes, police officer super nice, drops her off at the ER. And Muffy waits for the mom eventually comes and the uncle. So then at 3:45, I go pick her up from the ER. So we got home about 4:15 in the morning. She came home to stay the rest of the weekend. So we're very, very proud of her. Don't love that she's out at 2 a.m, but absolutely love that she and her friends have this climate of we don't leave any girl alone. And unfortunately, that is just society we live in. Right. We have, and this girl did not know her name, was totally passed out. So super scary to get a call in the middle of the night. I'm in a police car. I'm going to the hospital, but absolutely proud of her actions, of her and her friends. And, but we're still really tired and we're recovering.
How much is too much to know?
It's really hard because when I came up here, I was her age. I called my mom every day because I was super close to my mom, but I was out at night. I was out at midnight. I was going out. I was coming home late.
And your mom didn't know.
And my mom didn't know.
Yeah.
Now, my mom was very much tuned into like the Holy Spirit and prayer and all of these things that she leaned into. So I think that was a place of rest and solace for her, like just praying protection over me. You and I don't have that just blind faith anymore. And so we don't have that to rest in. And we also have technology. Now, am I really proud of her for talking to us about everything? Absolutely. But I have to get to the point where I just stop checking.
I don't think you're going to be able to do that.
I don't think I can.
Yeah, and you would flip the hell out if she turned that tracking thing off as well.
Yes. Well, but what I love too is that she and her close girlfriends all have each other's location. She and her roommate have each other's location. And they don't see it as like you're keeping tabs on me, you're spying on me. It's a safety thing. I want somebody to know where I am.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that. It's just, I guess it goes back to the question I asked myself is like, how much to know is too much to know? Like, how do we as parents survive this? And I can't imagine that she's going to be 26, 27, 28 and still have her location on.
Well, I have a good friend that I work with, and her kids are... One is in grad school, one's out of grad school. So her kids are, mid-20s. And their family rule is, I don't have to have your location as your parent, but somebody has to have it. So it's the sister.
That. Yeah, I get that.
Like, if you don't want me to have it, then your brother has it.
So is Muffy going to give Winthrop her location?
Winthrop is going to be telling on her all the time, and you know it.
Yes, he can be a little bit of a jerk sometimes, this wonderful child of ours.
Well, and then she also has my location. I have yours, but I don't think she has yours.
Yeah.
And she will, hey, what are you doing at Trader Joe's? Can you get me blah, blah, blah? Like, she will just like drop in, or I'll be like...
It's like you're the DoorDash driver, except she always is tracking your location.
Right. Or you and I have said, we're going to go to Home Depot and get some stuff, and then we like detour by Blackadder Brewery and play around at darts, and then she messages, what are you doing at Blackadder? You said you were coming home. So she is definitely of the... I'm keeping track of you, but could you imagine that power in Winthrop's hands?
It's going to be totally different though when he's grown up. It's going to be like he's going to be able to pop in like a hologram, like from Star Wars, how the Emperor would message Darth Vader in a little holographic form. He's going to do that. We're just going to be out doing something, and then bloop, there's his holographic. God forbid we have a bed date.
Stop talking about bed dates.
And his face, his holographic just pops up in the room. We're going to have to figure out a way to shield that. I don't know if we have to
like
wear...
a cam, like cover up the camera?
That's right. We're going to have to wear aluminum foil hats or something so that he can't hologram into our bed date time.
All right. So anyway, those of you who have older kids, how do you do it?
We need to know. Give us some advice. Tell us what to do. familiarwilsons@gmail.com, because we need to know, well, how to survive this next few years. But we don't just want to survive. We want to thrive.
Yeah, and I will say she's thriving. Like what she did.
I want us to thrive.
You want to thrive, but I am like super, super proud of her. And the girl texted her the next day and thanked her so much for staying with her. Like, I mean, that's what you want. If that was your kid, that's what you would want. The concerning thing is where was this girl's friends that she went out with? Like that, thank God my kid and the way we've raised her and her friends were there to take care of her. But I mean, that happened to me. I was a sophomore here, so I was 19. Moved up here with one of my best friends from home, and we had a third roommate who dropped out. So then we had random roommate. She did all the partying, even though she wasn't 21, pre-partying at home, went out. And there was one weekend where she went out, and this was right when, do you remember when apartments or hotels switched from keys to the key cards?
Yeah.
So this was like 1994, and it was the first year of the key cards. This girl would come home blind drunk, could not get the key card in the door. And my room was right by the door. So I would always have to wake up and let her in. She would bring home random guys she didn't know. And not like to have the bed dates, but just like, oh, this guy was outside the club and he didn't have a ride, so I brought him home. No, thank you. I don't know him. I don't want him. And so she came in, and the guy threw up from our front door, through the dining room to her bedroom and threw up on her bed, and she slept on the couch.
Wait, what do you mean that he was at the door and the force of the stream was so strong it crossed the room?
No, he kept having to stop in the
okay.
20 feet from the front door through the dining room to her bedroom.
Maybe he's just marking his territory
Right?
like a dog.
So then she's passed out on the couch. We can't get her to answer us. She doesn't know who he is. So my other roommate
I
and
think his name was Ralph.
Yes. My other roommate and I at like 3 a.m. called 2 guy friends and say, random guy in the apartment, come get him out. So these 2 guys show up, get him, drop him out on the front lawn. They're like, I don't know where you're going. You can sleep it off here, but you can't be in this apartment, right? So the next morning she wakes up, has no idea about what's happened. And then, oh, wait, she had a friend visiting her from home. She was like from the Fort Lauderdale area, has no idea where her friend is. Doesn't know where she left her friend. This was before cell phones and tracking of the location.
Yeah.
So she just didn't know where her friend was. Later found out that her friend had gone home with some guy, had sex with him on his balcony, and had splinters all in her bottom. So, I mean, this is not new, this thing, but like raising these girls to not leave each other behind is a thing. And I mean, and you say, how do we survive it? You have 2 older boys. You've been through this, but it's just different?
It is not the same. It is not the same. These are 2 taller than me, big boys. I don't worry so much about their safety. I worry about their safety maybe with other things, like, anyone driving at night stresses me out. Any of my children or family or you driving at night stresses me out because I don't care how big you are. You're in a car, different story. But like Muffy's wonderful. Muffy is very slight girl who, can be overpowered.
Yeah.
I don't worry about Daniel and Andrew being overpowered.
Yeah.
So it's not the same.
Do you worry about Winthrop being overpowered?
I can't even overpower him. I'm not. So anyway, give us advice if you have it. familiarwilsons@gmail.com. We woke up the next day. Well, actually, it was the same day.
Yeah, friend.
Go back to
like
sleep
4
at
hours
4:20,
later.
because, of course, I didn't go back to sleep. And we left town at 1 to drive down to Orlando to meet podcaster and friend Josh Scar of the Talking Smack podcast and his family as they were visiting Disney. And that was wonderful. Although I will say that we drove 4.5 hours all told, 2.5 hours there, 2 hours back, so that we can have a 2.5 hour dinner and visit.
Yeah, but that was the fact that you've got these friends from Northern Illinois who you've not ever met in person, and so it was really the experience of meeting them, not the 2.5 hours.
No, and I'm not complaining about it. I enjoyed the drive back. Actually, I was listening to my music and rocking out as you were sleeping.
Winthrop and I went straight to sleep.
So the drive didn't bother me, but I don't actually think that I've ever done that before, like driven that long for a short amount of time.
Yeah. Well, I really enjoyed it. His Josh and his family, super nice, super kind, super cute kids. His youngest, though, I think I might be insulted.
Why?
Because she asked if we were his family.
She asked her father, Josh.
Yes. Yeah. Are they our family?
Right.
Or your family or whatever. And he said, well, our podcast family. And then she pointed it to me and said, is she your mom? I think I'm about 10 years older than him, but I am definitely in my feelings a little bit about looking like the mom. Now, behavior-wise, yeah, I mom everybody, but I didn't think that I needed to mom the podcast group.
I just want to say that you were lovely and delightful in that visit. I'm happy to see that you're back to your old self again. You're back to you.
Do we know why I am?
Well, I know why you are, but it's just you're back to your outgoing, bubbly personality, which we talked about. Perimenopause stole from you.
Yeah.
But you got the patch.
I got the patch.
You got the patch on your butt.
And it is where it is. And I am I'm almost done with my 4th week. Tomorrow will be the end of my 4th week. And I mean, I just woke up one day last week. I slept 7 hours straight through, which I haven't done in actual years, I think. And just felt like a different person. And I was texting you like, I just feel like me again. And it's so funny because that's what you see when people talk about getting the patch, because there's so much stigma around getting it because there are issues
Explain
with
to
it.
everyone what that is. They're thinking now that you are mitigating your nicotine addiction,
No.
that's not what the patch is.
Right. So when you're approaching perimenopause, right, your estrogen and progesterone levels drop, and it affects you in ways that you would not even believe there are ways that this affects you.
Boy, howdy.
I mean, the rage is a real thing.
Yeah.
You're exhausted all of the time. The hot flashes are horrible, aches and pains, and this weird ass thing called frozen shoulder, which I had no idea. Also, the perimenopause fog, like not being able to come up with words and stuff. It's all just really awful. But there is a stigma, or at least I grew up one in my mom's generation, of taking hormone replacement because there are some side effects, right? If you take the oral medication, it goes through your liver. It can cause issues. It puts you at a higher rate for stroke or heart attack. It also puts you at a higher rate for breast cancer. I don't have any of those pre-existing conditions or risk factors. And I was talking to the doctor about it, and she was like, yeah, that there's not a ton of research around it. And, the stigma of older generations just not talking about women's health. So I got the patch. It was in a bit of an adjustment, caused a lot of headaches, but now I'm about a month in, and it's my understanding it will take about 3 months, but I feel different, but what you're saying is that I present differently too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. I'm happy that you're back.
Thanks. Did you miss me?
God.
Were you scared of the person?
I was not
here?
scared. I loved that person too. But now I'm back with you, and I'm happy about it. That's our Disney adventure. We were happy to meet Josh and his family. And you should listen to Talking Smack, which is about superheroes and movies and comic books, and really an enjoyable listen. So there's my little...
Is that your recommendation for the day?
That's my little ad read, but they're not a sponsor. Amanda, do you believe the universe gives us signs?
I used to. I don't know if I do anymore.
Well, I didn't, but after drafting perhaps the worst team in the history of fantasy football, like they got the readout from my team and they considered for a second doing away with fantasy football because my draft was an offense to humanity. But after having done that to them and to the world, I'm going to win 2 weeks in a row.
How?
Exactly. How? I don't know how. I'm wondering, is the universe giving me a sign? It was the worst possible thing. There's no way I could win. And that's happening. Is the universe telling me to take my shot, to quit my job, gamble everything on podcasting? I should make a call right now to everyone saying, if you're listening and you want to sponsor us or you want to be our sugar daddy or sugar mama, to go ahead and I will send you personally our Venmo information. Should I buy a lottery ticket? Is my window still even open? Here's another sign that I got. It's the most amazing thing. And this is why I think, just one sign is one thing, but I think I've received multiple signs. I listened to the Taskmaster podcast, which is the podcast where Ed Gamble talks to the people who are on there after each show and kind of does a breakdown of each show. And he was interviewing Sanjeev Bhaskar on this last one. And Sanjeev was talking about, in passing, he did a bit about someone called Jeff Dobbins, right? Okay. So the very unusual name, Jeff Dobbins. I don't think I've ever heard the name Dobbins before. So I thought it was a funny bit, whatever. I open up my fantasy football thing. Playing on a team against me was a player called J. Dobbins. Oh, I kid you not.
That's super interesting, but what does that tell you? Somehow the fact that you have this player that Sanjeev talked about, somebody similar, means you should quit your job?
I'm just saying that these are two different signs that I've received this weekend. The universe is trying to get my attention. Why? What is the universe trying to tell me?
That you lucked into a good fantasy football team.
Listeners, do you believe in the universe giving you messages? Has the universe talked to you? Has the universe talked to you about me?
Has the universe talked to you about Jay Dobbins?
Oh my God. What if we get an email at familiarwilsons@gmail.com, someone saying, you know what? the name Dobbins came up for me too.
Oh, well.
If that happens, I guarantee you I'm going to do something.
Okay.
Like I don't want the window to close completely. I'm going to make some sort of decision based on this. I'm going to do it.
All right. I
have,
support you.
Have you heard of Jeff Dobbins? Listeners, let me know. And speaking of signs from the universe that everything's going to be okay, we've got an email from Refined Gay Jeff.
I have so missed you, Jeff.
Jeff says, "Hola, Wilsons. How wonderful it is to be able to contribute again. I know it's been a minute since I've sent some refined gay thoughts. Thanks for all the texts and phone calls to check on me. You know, life can throw curveballs every now and again, and it appears that I've successfully navigated those curveballs into what I consider to be a home run for me. Oh my God, that will be my last sports ball reference today." I'm just impressed that he used all of the words correctly. For your listeners out there that might be curious, just know that I transferred to a new school, the largest high school in the Houston School District, and they have a brand new building with, of course, a brand new library. Last week was my first week, and it was glorious. I was made to feel so welcome by the enormous faculty and massive student body. Over 3,200 students. My God. I made some aesthetic changes that showcase my refined gay genes, and everyone from my new principal, whom I worked with before, and faculty and lots of students has commented on how much they like it and my style. I think my joy has returned.
I'm so glad.
If you'd like to have a little synopsis, we talked about it a bit last week on what was going on with Jeff. Jeff continues, "Amanda, I am thinking of you today because I'm putting up my 3 Halloween wreaths that I made with orange and purple lights.
You know how I love it. I remember when you made them last year, Jeff, and I was very proud of you.
It's October, so spooky season is upon us. Have you started yet?
Of course. I started at the end of August.
Much like Christmas decorations, spooky season makes me happy and lifts my spirits. Mm-hmm. It also reminds me that Halloween is the gay high holy day for my fellow homosexuals, and it won't be long until the bears, muscle daddies, and cubs start flaunting their leather harnesses across their tight, ample pecs for all to ogle over." He says oogle over, but I think he meant ogle over. I've never heard of oogling. But maybe he oogles. Maybe that's what refined gay people do. They oogle, not ogle. Maybe the straights ogle and the gays oogle. Is that so?
Know.
I'd like to know. Don't get me wrong, he says they still wear them now and all the time, but Halloween is a time that everyone wants a piece of the action, along with some super incredible, well-thought-out costumes that the gays have spent all year planning. Even though we are still a little less than a month away, I will still plan on texting you some of the better versions of Rapture that I will come across on Halloween night.
Oh, yeah. There's got to be some really good Rapture costumes.
Double entendre there? Maybe. To address your swearing topic. So we talked last week all about swearing and our kids swearing. He says, like Amanda, I grew up in a household that did not use swear words at all. Remember, I grew up in small town South Carolina where swearing could go either way, generally, but my family was religious, like you talked about. We weren't like the evangelical zealots of today, but it was the 70s era Southern Baptists.
Yep.
My parents were heavily involved in the church. My mom was and still is the organist after 65 years of playing. Congrats. My dad was choir director for about 35 to 40 years. I was even the assistant choir director. Swearing was looked upon as something that people who need Jesus would do. LOL. But all of that changed for me when I went away to college. Isn't that always the way?
Yeah.
This is what we're just talking about. All these changes. He says, my eyes were open as to how the world really worked. I didn't have my first alcohol until a college choir retreat. And let me tell you, it was glorious. I even remember the drink, rum and Coke, which kind of became my signature for many years. I did not drink beer because I simply do not like the taste of it and still do not. So I've stayed away from that swill my entire life. Now my preferred alcohol is vodka. I'm sorry, Jeff, I can't do it. I had a bad experience. But also enjoy a glass of Jameson whiskey, and I'll never turn down a margarita. Had one today for lunch with friends, in fact. Rocks, no salt. Unless I'm really hot, then a frozen margarita will cool me right off. Again, no salt. and Texas knows how to make great margaritas. Wow, how did I get off on this tangent of alcohol when I was discussing swearing? Well, it happens. They go hand in hand, don't they?
They do.
Oh, and speaking of, I fully embrace my swear words now. Somehow they are more frequent when I'm having cocktails at the gay bar and my tongue has been set free by the alcohol. Generally, though, I try to keep them in reserve. I usually tell my students if I hear them swearing a lot, that's typically a sign of them not being intentional in their speech, and caveman brain creeps in. Is that like lizard brain? Caveman brain?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember your first alcoholic beverage?
Yeah, I mean, roommate who brought the weird boys home in the middle of the night bribed me and my other roommate into drinking vodka and Kool-Aid. If we drank
vodka and Kool-Aid.
If we drank one, and so I was 19, if we drank one drink, she would give us anything from her closet, and I really wanted one of her flannel shirts. So we did. Bad thing is we then thought we'd go drive around, which was a horrible choice, with lights off at night. Well, I wasn't driving.
Yeah, you're too busy enjoying your new flannel shirt as you were drunk.
Yes, but that was my first.
I don't remember my first. My first
was a really bad.
My first taste of alcohol was beer. My dad would give me a sip when I was a young kid, so I was probably like 7 or 8, getting these occasional sips of Heineken, that we got at the Esso store in Grand Cayman.
That's younger than Winthrop. Have you been giving Winthrop beer on the side?
No, dude. Can you imagine him drunk? It would be the worst. You think he doesn't have
belligerent now?
That's right. Anyway, he comments on matcha. He says, I don't like green tea at all. I avoid it like hillbillies avoid dental work. Jesus. To any of our hillbilly Appalachian listeners, we do apologize. Josh, I'm glad that you have embraced animal-based protein again. I totally get it that you thank the animal for giving their life for your sustenance. That's very Native American in origin, and I actually do that too. I shall have a BLT in your honor, and then thank Porky. I hope that you guys have a great week. I think I may go out to the ripcord for a little while later on. I got to get my drink on. Well, Jeff, you heard how our weekend went. So there you go. He says, peace and cookies.
Have some vodka and Kool-Aid for me, Jeff.
Oh, gross. That is disgusting. I've told you the story about vodka, right?
Yes.
The only time, I've only projectile vomited twice in my life.
Yeah.
It was that, and then it was way too much beer in Oregon once in a haunted hotel. But that's a story for a different time.
You got to drink a lot of beer to throw up with beer, dude.
Oh, I did. And it was really strong beer as well. And did I mention it was a haunted hotel? So I'm sure that had something. I've told this story, right, where I threw up into, I was so pissed. The day before I had the best burger for dinner, but I couldn't finish it. So I put it in one of those paper boxes that kind of has wax, on the inside. And I woke up and I couldn't find anything to throw up in. So I threw up in that.
Why didn't you go to the bathroom?
I couldn't make it.
Okay. But what does the haunted hotel have to do with this?
It's a different story. We'll tell it later. We're running out of time here. Thanks, Jeff. Good to hear from you.
No one likes to be told what to do.
And now is the time in the program where we tell you what to do. Amanda, what should we do?
All right, so here's the deal. If you don't like the gluten, don't want the gluten, or allergic to the gluten, or just are looking for something yummy, go to Trader Joe's, get the gluten-free pumpkin bread and muffin mix. So you just need like 1 egg and a little bit of oil and some water. It makes the best bread and the best muffins. So there you go. Quick tip, go to Trader Joe's, gluten-free pumpkin bread and muffin mix.
There you go.
You like it. Yeah, you eat it.
I'll eat it.
Yeah, but you like to put butter on it.
Yes, I do. All right, Amanda, that's all there is. There is no more. My weekly question to you is, what do you think of that mess?
I always enjoy the mess, but now I'm sleepy.
Yes. Well, now I have to stay up and try to edit this into something as if we edit. And now we do want to acknowledge the people without whom we would not be able to deliver unto you, yea, verily, this content. So we'd like to thank Antonio, who plays Ricky Mouse, Josh Scar, who plays that bad villainous lion uncle, forgot his name, Justin, who plays Goofus the dog, Matt, who plays Neptune, which is that other dog, but he doesn't know how to talk. Don't ask me why. Leo, the wizard in the wall. Danny Buckets, who plays the Beast. Chicken Tom, who plays Whiny the Poop. Ryan Baker, who plays Fuzz Bright Ear. Monique, who plays Maggie Mouse. Joey. Refined Gay Jeff, who plays Daniel Duck. Mark and Rachel, who play Happy and Slappy. And Dan and Gavin as themselves.
That's right. Oh, friends. We love you all. When you're out, or just tell your kids when they're out, take care of each other, please. Just don't leave anybody on the sidewalk passed out with strange men.
No one left behind.
All right, go be kind.
Bye.
Bye.